Peace, quickly, think fast. I'm laughing at this vibe, just caught from the ancestors. The little joke about like us being from the South. I don't know how, because I know being from Louisiana and, close to the indigenous, vibes of, our ancestors who were enslaved down here, but we got a lot of, kind of little ancient, it's like even though a lot of things were, say for instance, connected to slavery and not necessarily straight up indigenous, because of the peoples being, very indigenous and fresh from their own cultures, a lot of that still got passed down. But I think about, the little saying like, oh, the ancestors are so-and-so gonna pull your toes at night if you don't do this, you know what I'm saying? Or you talking about Uncle so-and-so who transitioned, Uncle so-and-so gonna come pull your toes tonight, But I thought about that, and I thought about that aspect about how, like, with sharing information, the code information, and just helping people to awaken in general, and how, that's not it's not a very popular position as far as as far as the government sees it, how the government and certain peoples, let's just say, don't want to see the masses awaken because that messes up their whole industry, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about that, and I done said that before, which I know is not going to happen, but I thought about, like, boy, and which I see it happening today, though, but I was thinking, like, if I transitioned in vain, like, well, say for instance, if I was to transition and nobody would, everybody would kind of just go to living life, like ignore all the messages and just go about life like, oh, well, damn, Universal was speaking some real shit. He was a good one. La 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 la, continue my life. Boy, I come back to this motherfucker and blow this bitch up if I put in all that work in the physical form to wake people up, and then they just ignore it and not fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about how that's what the ancestors do be doing to us right now. You think about hurricanes and Marcus Garvey saying, catch me in the whirlwind, but it's like, and where you see, like, well, say for instance, these natural disasters come around, and because a lot of people think like, oh, well, this energy, because it's connected to, indigenous energy, that, oh, well, no black person gonna get touched, because, like, nah, is who's dealing with the energy. It's not necessarily, just about your bodysuit, and whether you got melanin, is if you're using it, because again, some people get caught up in these natural disasters. I think about Katrina, earthquakes, and of course, like, a situation like Katrina, that could have been partially, man-made as far as the flooding concerned, but these energies of natural disasters, and again, some people may feel like, oh man, HAARP got a lot to do, and which HAARP may have a lot to do, but I know one thing. I know HAARP ain't stronger than the energy of Source. So regardless, what Source wants to happen is what's gonna happen, in essence. And when I think about that, I think about how, the ancestors come back and check us. Even like when I speak on shamanic sickness, or like the star player vibe, like, where some of us on our spiritual growth, that came down here to really put in work. So when we slip up just a little bit, our high self slap the hell out of us behind the head, like, motherfucker, better. Instead of doing 10 push-ups like everybody else, motherfucker, you gotta do 100, for fucking up, because you should know better. But, that's that energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, not letting, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, all these different ancestors' energies go in vain. Gil Scott Heron, Bob Marley, on the artist level, Michael Jackson, Tupac, and a lot of us that go through things when we, lean into too much towards a European mind frame, and it seems like life go all in disarray. That's that energy, banging you up, letting you know, like, bro, look, whose side are you on? When I say whose side you on, not to again, what we dealing with is inner energies, inner battles that manifest outwardly. But just in the sense of of what I was talking about, it's like whose side you on. But it's like that energy does come back. But again, it was just a little joking vibe that I always would think about. I'm like, shit, oh yeah. Kind of like with the vibe with me again. Because that's the thing. I don't have no problem speaking on things as long as I'm not speaking on it in a way of speaking it into existence, Because I will transition out my bodysuit, but I'm not transitioning out my bodysuit anytime soon. But, again, like how, say, for instance, I might have talked about, offerings to put at an altar, for my energy after I transitioned to connect with my energy. And I did a video recently on that, but again, not from the aspect of feeling like, oh yeah, I'm about to transition. Like, nah. Matter of fact, I might be one of the first people to be extremely healthy at the age of 200 years old. That's how I'm seeing it. But again, matter of fact, and I thought about that too. I'm like that old, again, somewhat Capricorn energy of, that earthly realm. Cause like, of course, the main objective, but we learning how to leave this motherfucker, not how to stay here. And with me just saying I'm gonna live to about 200, I'm like, I'm gonna soak up all them years so I could really feel like I done got the most out of this lifetime in the physical. So, after 200 years, I'm pretty sure I will have no regrets, and feel like, oh no, I gotta come back to this earthly plane to do something. Like, nah, that's what it's all about. That's why now is the vibrate. Right now is the time to do what you love and love what you do, And the fun part is finding out how to do that. Cause man, I got a job and I gotta pay bills. I got 5 kids, and I'm not trying to clown people's situation, but again, I understand how it feels like when you like, well, damn, I want to do what I love, but I got, these situations. Now is the vibrate. See what's the best move you can make in that moment, And as you start making those moves, the universe is gonna be like, oh, all right, I see you trying to move out of this situation. Let me help. Because the universe is always saying yes, always saying yes. So it's about taking those small positive steps, as much as possible in the now to get out of those situations. But again, catch me in the whirlwind. But back to that vibe, yeah. Putting in that work, not letting the ancestors' energy go in vain, Because I look at, again, with the vibes that kept me from dealing with the new age vibes too much, was the ancestors, And realizing it is about that strong connection to the indigenous energy and not about, trying to connect and look at it just from a aspect of Greek or Roman mythology, that came afterwards. You want to connect with that ancient indigenous energy. Not to say that I won't, work with those energies just because it's Greek or Roman, because I understand the ancient energies that it correlates to or corresponds to, So I know when I'm, working with, if I was working with Freya from Norse mythology, I know I'm working with Erzulie, Freyja, the homie, Erzulie, energy of Venus, that predates the Norse mythology. So, but again, not letting, our ancestors' energy go in vain, Michael Jackson, all these people went through all that shit, not so you could sit back and clown about the fake shit that the media pushed about them and stuff like that, They put, they put their little body suits on the line to help our ass. You know, so in this moment, just, you know, just always, you know, give thanks and realize. Matter of fact, because I think about, you know, my life, and I'm in on that. But like whenever I was, you know, drinking a lot and doing all this shit, I know for a fact Spirit was fucking driving my car some of them nights. Like I used to be, bruh, like, and that's how I knew I just had a whole different energy in general, you know, too. Cause I'm like, bro, most people would have been and gotten a wreck or this and that, or even be scared to even do it. I'm like, I would keep doing it back to back. And what's crazy is indirectly, I was probably doing it to see like, damn, the universe really must want me here, you know what I'm saying? Cause I be doing some reckless ass shit, but yet I'm always, you know, cause that's what in essence has me not, you know, to be fearless and courageous towards, you know, anything as far as like with speaking the truth right now. Matter of fact, like as I was talking about, I'm like with the transition situation, but I know I'm not fucking going nowhere because I don't fear, you know, any bullshit. I know that everything is an aspect of myself, you know. So there's no need to fear. And also though, with that fearlessness out is also though an aspect of being logical though, where you know, just because I see a stove burning and I know I'm fearless, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stick my hand on the stove either. You know, it's a balance. But yeah, catch all of us in the world, man. Peace, peace.